turn to page 7 of the prayer book, please. In the Buddha's Dharma and Sangha, until enlightened I seek refuge, through merit from giving and the rest. To aid all may I become Buddha in the Buddha's Dharma and Sangha, until enlightened I seek refuge, through merit from giving and the rest. To aid all may I become Buddha in the Buddha's Dharma and Sangha, until enlightened I seek refuge, through merit from giving and the rest. To aid all may I become Buddha. May all sentient beings have happiness and its causes. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and its causes. May all sentient beings never be parted from sorrowless bliss. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from bias, attachment, and hatred. To the founder, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, the foe destroyer, the completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings. To you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer, the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. To the founder, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, the fully awake being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings. To you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer, the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. To the founder, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, the foe destroyer, the completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings. To you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer, the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. When, O supreme among humans, you were born on this earth, you paced out 7 strides and said, I am supreme in this world. To you who were wise then, I prostrate. With pure bodies, form supremely pure, wisdom ocean like a golden mountain, fame that blazes in the 3 worlds, winner of the best, Lord, to you I prostrate. With the supreme signs, face like spotless moon, color like gold, to you I prostrate. Dust free like you, the 3 worlds are not. Incomparably wise one, to you I prostrate. The Savior having great compassion, the Founder having all understanding, the field of merit with qualities like a vast ocean, to you, the one gone to thusness, I prostrate. The purity that frees one from attachment, the virtue that frees one from the lower realms, the one path, the sublime pure reality, to the Dharma that pacifies, I prostrate. Those who were liberated and also show the path to liberation, the holy field qualified with realizations, who were devoted to the moral precepts, to you, the sublime community intending virtue, I prostrate. Homage to the Supreme Buddha, homage to the Dharma refuge, homage to the great Sangha, to all 3 ever devout homage. To all worthy of respect, bowing with bodies, as many as all realms, atoms, in all aspects, with supreme faith I pay homage. Do not commit any non-virtuous actions, perform only perfect virtuous actions. Subdue your mind thoroughly. This is the teaching of the Buddha. A star, a mirage, the flame of a lamp, an illusion, a drop of dew or a bubble, a dream, a flash, a lightning, or see conditioned things as such. Through these merits may sentient beings attain the rank of all-seeing, subdue the foe of faults, and be delivered from samsara's ocean, perturbed by the waves of aging, sickness, and death. From Tushita's hundreds of God's protector's heart, to tip of this fresh, pure white heat curd like cloud, O Lop Tsongkhapa, Dharma's omniscient king, pray come to this place with your disciples. In space ahead, on lion throne, lotus and moon, venerable Guru, smile brightly with delight. Pray stay hundreds of eons to spread doctrine as supreme merit. Feel for my mind of faith. Your wisdom mind sees full range of knowables. Your eloquent speech adores fortunate ears. Your beauteous body, fame, glory, outstanding. Homage to you, worthwhile to think of, hear and see. Pleasant offerings of water, various flowers, fragrant incense, light perfume, and so on. Oceans of offerings set out and envisioned, offered up to you, supreme field of merit. Non-virtue committed with body, speech, and mind, which I have heaped up since beginningless time, especially what has contradicted 3 vows. Each I confess from my heart with strong regret. In time of strife you strove to learn and practice, shunned 8 made life as senseful, O protector from depths of our hearts. We rejoice in your powerful great deeds, venerable gurus from love and wisdom, clouds densely massed in your Dharmakaya sky. Pray loose a rain of vast profound Dharma on fields of disciples just as needed. May whatever virtue that I've here gathered bring benefit to all beings and doctrine, and may it make Venerable Lobsang Drakpa's essential teachings specially shine forever. Migme se wei Tseten chen reizig, dreame kempe wang po jom pel yang, du pung ma lu jom se san wei dang, gang chen kepe sugen Tsongkhapa, Lobsang Drape jabla so wadeb. O glorious and precious root guru, pray take seed of lotus on my crown, caring for me with your great kindness. Bestow attainments of body, speech, and mind. O glorious and precious root guru, pray take seed of lotus at my heart, caring for me with your great kindness. Bestow attainments common and supreme. O glorious and precious root guru, pray take seed of lotus at my heart, caring for me with your great kindness, until supreme awakening remain steadfast. Homage to the exalted 3 jewels. Thus have I heard at one time the Blessed One was dwelling in Rajagriha on Vulture Mountain, together with a great assembly of monks and a great assembly of bodhisattvas. At that time, the Blessed One was absorbed in the concentration of the countless aspects of phenomenon called profound illumination. At that very time, the superior Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva, the great being, was looking perfectly at the practice of the profound perfection of wisdom, perfectly looking at the emptiness of inherent existence of the 5 aggregates also. Then, through the power of the Buddha, the Venerable Shariputra said to the superior Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva, the great being, how should a child of the lineage train who wishes to engage in the practice of the profound perfection of wisdom? Thus he spoke, and the superior Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva, the great being, replied to the Venerable Shariputra as follows. Shariputra, whichever son or daughter of lineage wishes to engage in the practice of the profound perfection of wisdom should look perfectly like this, subsequently looking perfectly and correctly at the emptiness of inherent existence, 5 aggregates also. Form is empty, emptiness is form, emptiness is not other than form is not other than emptiness. In the same way, feeling, discrimination, compositional factors, and consciousness are empty. Shariputra, like this, all phenomena are empty, without characteristics. That is, they are not produced and do not cease. They have no defilement and no separation from defilement. They have no decrease and no increase. Therefore, Shariputra, in emptiness, there is no form, no feeling, no discrimination, no compositional factors, no consciousness. There is no eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no visible form, no sound, no smell, no taste, no object of touch, no mental phenomenon. There is no eye element, and so forth, up to no mind element, up to no element of mental consciousness. There is no ignorance and no cessation of ignorance, and so forth, up to no aging and death, and no cessation of aging and death. Likewise, there is no suffering, no origin, no cessation, and no path. No exalted wisdom, no attainment, and also no non-attainment. Therefore, Shariputra, because there is no attainment, bodhisattvas rely on and abide in the perfection of wisdom, and because their minds have no obstructions, they have no fear. Passing utterly beyond error, they attain the final state beyond sorrow. All the Buddhas who reside in the three times by relying upon the perfection of wisdom become manifest and complete Buddhas in the state of unsurpassed, perfect, and complete enlightenment. Therefore, the mantra of the perfection of wisdom, the mantra of great knowledge, the unsurpassed mantra, the equal to the unequaled mantra, the mantra that thoroughly pacifies all suffering since it is not false, should be known as the truth. The mantra of the perfection of wisdom is proclaimed, Tayata gate gate paragate parasomgate bodhi soha. Shariputra, this is how a bodhisattva, a great being, should train in the profound perfection of wisdom. Then the Blessed One arose from that concentration and said to the superior Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva, the great being, well said, O child of the lineage, so it is. The profound perfection of wisdom should be practiced exactly as you have taught, and the Tathagatas will rejoice. When the Blessed One had said this, the Venerable Shariputra, the superior Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva, the great being, and the entire assembly, as well as worldly beings, gods, humans, demigods, Gadavas, and others, were filled with admiration and highly praised what had been spoken by the Blessed One. In the holy supreme abode of the Dakinis, possessed of clairvoyance and miraculous power, unwaveringly caring for practitioners as your children, homage to the host of the three places Dakinis, Akasama. Tayata om gate gate paragate parasomgate bodhi soha. Through the power of truth of the exalted three jewels speech, may all on the side of negativity, such as the four Maras, be stopped. May they become non-existent. May they be pacified. All enemies, obstructors, and hindrances, shante gurye soha. The 80,000 types of obstructors pacified, freed from adverse harmful conditions. May all be conducive and perfect auspiciousness, bring happiness and well-being here, right now. Saji Peki Jung Shimeto Thram Ri Rabling Ji Ni De Gempadi Sangye Jingdu Meteuar Drokunam Dam Jingla Jo Parsho Jesu Lama Dampagenam Ki Chukukala Kensetrindrigne Jitar Sampe Dojezin Lazake Chuki so. Idam Guru Rana Mandala Kam Niryatayami. Jangda Songi Chomna La Jaju Pardu Dagdi Kepsuchi Dagi Chonyan Gepe Sonam Ki Drola Penchu Sange Drupa Sho. Jangda Songi Chomna La Jaju Pardu Dagdi Kepsuchi Dagi Chonyan Gepe Sonam Ki Drola Penchu Sange Drupa Sho. Jongde Songi Chomna La Jagju Pardu Gapsi Kepsuchi Dagi Chonyan Gepe Sonam Ki Drola Penchu Sange Drupa Sho.
차도도 구세당에서 보죠. 그래. Yeah. Yes.
Can I open the window, or do you think it'd be too cold? Because it's supposed to be really pretty, nice out today.
I'm good with the little bit of,
Okay?
Not too cold?
It's supposed to be very nice, almost 60 today.
Really?
Well, 50s, 50s, mid-50s.
Maybe just a little bit. Yeah.
Now it's only 45.
Yeah.
Not too.
Not too much.
Good. Yeah, you know, people have the different body temperatures. Some people also deal with the cold weather, some people deal with the hot weather. This is the Buddha's Simchi Muba Nasoba. Come mandava, some Muba mandava, some Ungaru. Just number Shabbat. Just some number showers. They may show Jensen, come mandava, Muba mandava. Some Shaya. Come mandava, some Muba mandava, some or another one. And the Sanji jumped in the jump some Jewish 20 cheers away, jump shaggy with Jensen songs. Jump some. And then some general come mandava, some Muba mandava, some Tachi or telling me this. There's only jumps number shawais.
So Buddha said the reason why there are three different types of refuge is because of different constituents and different dispositions and different desires of different people.
Then there is that jumps number shawais. Like that, therefore, this is really true, right? We are all different ideas, different opinions, different feelings, different thoughts. One also, His Holiness always said, it's very useful to have so many different faiths, different religions, because he will give the example one time. If you go to supermarket, then you have so many different choice. People can get whatever they want. You have only one thing, then people doesn't get whatever they want. Same as that. What kind of religion do you like? You have choice. You have choice. You can say that. And you want to like that. Therefore, he said, really good. We have so many religions, also very important to respect for the religions. Like that. Anyway, it's wonderful today is also your day off, but you have also able to sleep more time. But you give up that you sleep, try to come here. Sleep is very hard to give up for everyone, right? But you give up sleep, this is so very good. If you have sleep all the time, you can overtime, but not like you have no choice. You have to get up like 6, 7 o'clock, then you have to get ready to go walk, no choice. The only 2 days you have choice, right? But you just give up to come here. It's wonderful, it's just an effort. Whenever you have, I think maybe you have the motivation to come here, maybe last night or yesterday, or you really decide. Then whenever you decide that moment, you will really create them positive actions, positive karmas. Therefore, it's very wonderful. Then I'm not saying you come to here good to listen to my teacher, my teaching. I'm not saying that, but basically, it's, this is. I'm just give the messenger. Try to sometimes I give the wrong messenger also, wrong messenger. But this is more important. Whenever they say, usually they often the lamas to high throne, very special throne, very good quality throne. Also because one is also for offering for the students, offering for the teachers. Teacher also able to see that. Also teacher think this because he's going to give the teaching and the Buddha's words. That this is more important. Therefore, he also accept to he can stay there. Before teachers to teaching, they also 3 prostrations for the throne, because he's going to teaching that throne. Before they start teaching, start prostration, they already put the book on the table. Therefore, the prostration, more prostration that the teaching. This is the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. It's the real Dharma. It's talking about that. Therefore, this is the most important. Therefore I say, you guys are very good. You guys come to listen to my teaching. Not like that. You guys come to teach, listen to the, you guys come to the, listen to the Buddha's words, Buddha's teachings. Right? Therefore, it's a wonderful, everyone serve the, Buddhism is, depends always your motivation. If your practice or your study, your motivation, meditation is more powerful or not, is our own motivation. Even the same action, then who makes the difference is motivation. The motivation is just our thought, nothing special, right? Whenever you say, okay, I'm going to, just an example, I'm going to send it to the center because I'm not very happy. You go to center, maybe I feel better. It's not that good motivation. Right? Then someone says, okay, I want to go to the center because I want to free from the suffering myself. It's okay that they're not perfect one. Another one, best one is, okay, all Mother Same beings is same as me, to wish to happy, to wish free from suffering. Also, they were very kind. Same as my mother this life. I always said 99% mothers also they're very kind, the child. Some they're controlled by the traditions. There some excuse. Then some people can how do you say, complain. No, my mother's not good, that good. you know, therefore, you know, we say, Buddhism say, Majan Namke Taranyambe. All Namkin Namkam is
Mother sentient beings
all mother sentient mother
equal to the space, infinite space.
infinite space. Majan Namke Taranyambe. Therefore, I want to free from all mother sentient beings suffering. Therefore, I am not able to right now, not able to do anything. I cannot, you know, take it on myself. Then what to do? Buddha has the power. Then I want to achieve enlightenment benefit for more mother sentient beings. Therefore, I'm going to today study, today listen to teaching. And this is the best motivation. You know, you can just lay down, you can think just that. Before you get up, okay, today I'm going to center or not. It's too good to sleep in. Also, something you change your side, that more relaxed. Right? It's happened? Then you change, okay, I'm not going to take, okay. It's just, then you just change your motivation. That's all. See, good thing, you know, wow, I'm able to get up today. Much good at. You know, we don't know, whenever we lost this opportunity, in order to that also we need to, so many different conditions, then just you just push yourself. You decide to come, see? You really effort. This is the effort to, you know, with that teaching. Otherwise, we are very hard-working person, right? Every day. Since we have like some people 15, 13, 15, 19, 18, I think 20 years, then you start to work every day, 8 hours a day, no choice. We're a very hard-working person, but we don't call this as an effort. Effort is a gyawala tuyi samba. Something, no. Gyawala tuyi samba, something. Yeah.
So delighted in virtuous activity
Yeah.
is the definition of effort.
Okay. This
So
is
if you're, you know, striving for virtuous action, then that's effort. For other things, it's not effort.
right? Therefore, this is very wonderful. You guys very effort, even you give up to very good sleep to come here. It's wonderful, you know. Even, you know, even you guys, we hear each other, wow. You can rejoice, wow. You rejoice each other. It's also create the merit. You don't have to do any action, just there, rejoice. Maybe don't look in the neighbor's stage, maybe they were scared. You know, Genji, Gawa Sheba Tombe, tell our Toto Magu Sembele, Yine Gabi, Jise Ravi, they son of the Topason. Kanji Mishemba Gawa Sheba, Yine Gabi Jisa Chavan, they son of them Torres.
So when you see somebody else, you know, practicing dharma or doing virtuous activities, instead of being jealous or discriminating about that person, instead of doing that, if you rejoice in their good activities, then you create an equal amount of merit as that person.
Okay? Therefore, like that, therefore, you know, benefit, in order to benefit all mothers, I want to achieve enlightenment. In order to that, I want to know how to achieve enlightenment. Then I want to study, I want to learn, I want to meditation. Therefore, I'm going to center tomorrow. That's a good motivation. Okay? There's always. Then it's not easy to come here, right? Even you are driving, but you have to check the key, it's cold inside there, you know. Then come, then you don't have car, you have to call the Uber, you have to pay. But the effort here is wonderful. Then here also, no fall asleep, just try to, you know, go. Chunye kabla ya kanji gaji troje de nyenko yurs. Lamrim na chiyorta kaji gawi mikata. Chi sejin zam dam den chi. Ta chemu de. Jana lo da chunye beka nyenta yurs.
So, I mean, you might have listened or read, you know, about listen to the teaching. You know, when you listen to the teaching, you should listen it very happily. with a happy mind, and then gaze at the teacher with the respect and faith and so forth. So there's all these different kind of ways you can listen to the teaching.
Then 저기 거래 다 거기 사는 사람들 그 테너로 거기 사기는 추세 따기 얘는 그 테너 자노로.
So instead of being happy to listen to the teachings, if you are feeling tired and looking at the clock, then that becomes like an obligation.
대카되면 간조만 총도로 봐. 간조 살아도 야가 총도 와이나. 배 when I was Sera, so in that very hard weather. Right now we are big monastery, big temple. And when I was like 90s, it's very small. The monks are like very tight, low like that. You
Put your legs.
put legs to each other. Then weather's very hot. Come some they felt that doesn't much work. Then hot tea, hot dal, hot bread. Then also the discipline is looking for you. Want going to sleep. They want to talk. Then you have to also very concentrate. Very hard. Then we say. Then also the umze, he recite another one. He recite another one. Another one. This one going to finish. This is happen, This is always happen. Like that. It's I think with big motivation. When also we go to teachings, usually we will go to Lama Zopa Rinpoche teaching. We don't know when start, we don't know when finish. Right? I'm serious.
Yeah.
Some usually the teaching, okay, start 7 o'clock. If there isn't 7 o'clock, they say, what's going on? You start complain. Right? We said 7 to 10, then it's 10 or 9 o'clock, right? Usually 9 o'clock, right? 7 to 9.
Yeah.
If finish it doesn't finish at 9, we looking for workshop. 9 o'clock. We already miss. Then Rinpoche teaching, we don't know when start, we don't know when finish. Our motivation is just go there. If we don't tire, we don't. Even 7 o'clock doesn't start. We don't have any emotions, any also complaints. Then that doesn't finish at 9 o'clock, no complaints. Oh yeah, Rinpoche teaching. Just rejoice. Therefore, it's hard to come. It's just our thought, right? Because your mind is thinking, okay, start 7 o'clock, finish 9 o'clock. Doesn't finish, you get mad. Therefore, our mind is very powerful. Therefore, it's like that. Therefore, anyway, it's wonderful to everyone to effort to study or motivation, meditation, Now that's very wonderful. Then we do a little bit meditation, okay? That didn't answer you, but same time I just combine. Same time I just said.
So we're going to meditate on the 4 close mindfulnesses.
And the same time I just can't susu same colors on the time.
So the 4 mindfulnesses, so the close mindfulnesnesses are all about.
Today that chance
your
of
mind.
susu dola ya can't just sanje do sanje samba chasong yo samba samba tang.
So if you visualize all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in the space in front of you.
And the chirangin ta jablo don do kora chita sendi pamaga majanagi tadani be semje tamche yo dani person chasong yo samba chi.
And then surrounded to you are all sentient beings, including the mothers and fathers of mother and father of this life, and all the enemies, friends, and strangers.
And do chine ta susu kar samdang da susu sem de kar chegndo kar samgndo. And chi sem na chi duga dar samda ko kaya tabi chi mo chi ta ra samje kanji sem ko kan samgo yo ba de trembe maje wa chine. And kama kashi samdang ko les.
And so you just be mindful of your mind. See what it is thinking. If it's thinking bad, do not try to correct it. Just see what is it thinking. Only focus on the mind, what it is thinking. What it's thinking good, bad, don't do anything else. Just think about that for a few minutes.
And chirangi penda samso chig samna ya pa de to ya ta mo jo jam do te kaji hako che ko is.
And so just watch your mind. Only. Don't try to change to different things. Just try to sit in one place, just to the mind.
Okay, now we're going to start. Okay.
So what do you see in your mind? Or what do you see your mind thinking about? All kinds of things, or
just block like. So umbugo chana dam chawana ngone chite de mengen do chana wala ko. Umbugo chana ka to yana.
so if you can stop all your senses, all your five sense consciousnesses, then you will have nothing to think about, right? So is it like that, or your mind is thinking about something?
And the jojam do this.
Is it changing? Changing its object?
시다 도 지네 담보 두 지금 배나 녀모 섬이 다 까야 다시 맞지 버지 단 녀모 안 녀모 제가 넣어서 배나 간도 뜨든다고 삼전으로 고 다 있다는 거 가와 노도 간지 템베가 맞아 버지네 도 지금나 고마요 서로.
So just watch your mind and then see what it is thinking, where it's going. If it's thinking delusion, then okay, you have to be aware that it's thinking delusion, and then it's thinking about other positive mind. Then think about that other positive mind, like love, compassion, and so forth. Then you just think like that. Don't try to do anything. It's just like when you see a mouse going around, you just look at it. Don't try to catch it. Just look at where it's going. So keep on just follow the track of the mouse where it's going. So just like that, try your mind, follow your mind, what is it doing, and not forget what the mind is doing. Just concentrate on the mind, seeing what it is doing.
그래서 가서 검제에 가라 가서 배나 지나서 배나 뭐야 뭐 있다 되나 소소 가서 보이나 배나 샘 차서 미가 배게 딱 이거 암주고 배게 얘기 오래 샘플이 또 되래. 신발 잘로도 가르면 가르치는 건도 지는 자도 고고 그러다. 등 거기 대나 싸고 고 말았어.
So your focus, on the object should be very strong, like when you're watching very interested movie, very fun or interesting movie, and your eyes there, your ears there, your mind is there, everything is there, right? And so when something happens in the back, you don't really realize it. You might hear some sound going on, but you don't really realize it in your mind. It's because all focused on that movie.
단한가도 잡을 아마라서 계신도도 지나서 거기 갈라. 알레테 아마 배와 아마시 지랑도 삼 지나서 배와임비 아미 게임 거나 샘텔반 조성으로.
So while you're trying to do your meditation, if you hear somebody, like a Tibetan old lady, talking or chanting outside and walking, and you hear that, and then if your mind thinks, oh, there's a Tibetan lady who is talking or who is chanting mantra, then your mind is already there.
어떻게 담보 어느 소수고 선바 막아왔지. 가래에서 같은데 전배 섬네 내단대 책도 좀 봐봐봐봐지 해보잖아. 대대는 맞아 섬도와였나 아닌 것도 섬 템보 차도 그래. 섬 템보 차서 그러나 당 것도 미바 찔레미니 곰바였나 아니 곰토고 그래.
So first, you just let the mind think whatever it's thinking. Don't try to fix it. Just let it think. So just be aware of what it's doing. What it is thinking. It's going there. It's thinking this. Just be aware of all that process the mind is going through. And so if you are able to concentrate or focus on mind like that, and every time, then you can your focus or your concentration will be more stable. And so when it's more stable, then you can apply other thoughts as an antidote to overcome that.
얘나 시당 샘나트네 곰자한테 다 갈카쇼더래.
So using the mind as an object to meditate is the most difficult.
알레 샘나트가 샘코랑 거기서 그만 가와예.
So because your object is mind, right? So you have to know what is mind. You don't even recognize. We don't even recognize where the mind is. What is the mind and where the mind is?
다 남주에 가서 곰자에 갈라야 아니 신내라고 그걸 변나 남백을라야 아니 변나 산지가 꾼다더니 곰자가 요래.
So to develop your concentration or focus, then in Buddhism we have this meditation called calm abiding, right? Meditating on calm abiding. So that's using one object, any kind of object, doesn't matter, but to be more positive or to create more merit. And it's the statue of a Buddha, not a Buddha himself, but the statue of a Buddha or image of a Buddha. That can be more focusable, easy to focus.
Okay. 어떻게 했나다 아니 간지 곰자도 두서 못 보여 다 담보 곰자에 가려야 아니 미겠다 양만 미섬섬다 양 미겠다 가지 대주부 그러나 오간지 요바 시간지 요바나 그러면 세례 간지 요바 비나 년 간지 요바 아니 나도 저 간다 상간지 요바 진이 니 바바나 상지 꾸준하고 차선야 맞대죠 양 비나 오늘 야 삼다 간막 대주보라 셈 대주보라 야때 대토면 돼 삼다 거기.
So you just imagine or visualize the statue of a Buddha in front of you, right? So, but for that, you have to get a clear picture. Your mind is creating this picture of a Buddha, so you have to know what it looks like. So you can open your eye and then look at the statue of a Buddha, and then close your eye, and then again look back, and then then close it, and then see if you can hold that image. And then sometime, like of course, when you say Buddha statue, it has many parts, right? So to see the whole thing, it will be difficult. So first you can just concentrate on a forehead or on a protrusion and a forehead, and then maybe try to do both together, and then move it to the eyes, and then all three together, and then move it to the nose, mouth, and then to the shoulder, chest, and like that, so hands, legs, and everything, go down, and then go up again, and then go down. So you can do many times, several times like that, just to get, a clear picture, so you'll be able to focus, or concentrate properly.
어떤이 대안에 마음나대 제동 말다 곰고르다 곰고르.
So we have to do that, So we have to do that many times. So until you get really familiarized with that. If you don't do it, you will not be familiarized with that. To get familiarized with that, that's what meditation means. To be familiarized with that object. So you have to do it many times.
저는 삼삼만에 밑에 가서 계셨던데 전소 곰자가 열어. 저도 곰라고 열어서. 라고 열었나? 아니 저당 오늘 가서 랍다 다 곰잡도 라고 열어봤어. 아니 다 단위에 잡았는데 딱 가서 제곰책이 열어봐. something. 그러다 지지에 딸 미만 보고 다 삼다달라 지금 믹스인데 막 come out of mixing do the gomres, Shabaka go my Matido,
Jugum.
and then Jukum. And they tell them something like going to.
So, people ask, do you teach meditation at the center? And I say, oh, of course, yes, we teach meditation. And most of the time, what we're doing, is analytical meditation, right? Oh, this is like that, it's like that, because it's like that. And so we're doing that. And of course, that way also you can be familiarized, and you can understand about the things better that way. And so that's also meditation. But in the West, when people think about meditation, they mostly think about stabilized meditation, where you just focus on one object and don't move your mind from there at all. So that's called meditation. So there, of course, that's one form of meditation, and the other one is also meditation.
Okay, 당간소 배 드네 삼성간도 되게 라레데 마카나 양 주소라 곰자기 오마레세 전선데 시에테자 가도 자기 정도 와 곰데 자운도.
And so therefore it is good to do meditation, in meditation, then you can tell people that yes, I go to meditation. Otherwise you just listen and don't meditate, and then you say, did you do meditation? Then you will not have a proper answer to tell the person.
대상 감수고 오늘 냠레가 로브종 그치 딱 테마다 곰레 라레가 서와.
So whether you get the sign of having tamed your mind or having subdued your mind or not depends on whether you have done meditation or not.
대상 감수 삼점 내가서 주력해서 된 니가요도 주력해서 가져 대들라고 대들 다 발라 그래서 그 소화 개명이지. 지금 내 때도 하고 돼가지. 근데 주력해서 주력 그래 주력 하나 주바 주면서 먹고 주바 주면서
So otherwise, if you don't do meditation, don't apply the practices, and just say, oh yeah, I know all these things, so then that doesn't benefit you at all, and you think, yeah, I know all the Dharma, but none of those really benefits you. Your mind is not subdued. Of course, intellectually you know all about these things, but if you don't apply to practice, then you will not be able to gain the realization. Your mind will not be subdued. Your mind will not be tamed. So then that's like, that instead of helping that dharma, it has caused kind of like a harm, to you.
남중에서 개개 강에 개미에 가르던 가서 개개요 말스 다 지금 샘나 강연도 리라 강연도 트베까블라야 당원이 나추 로존 셰셰베티 냠냥게 다 야고 체요나 아니 디캅산나 다그로 가로 자토레스 다 남중에 개 냠레스 개 체험하지 암조 거야돼 마무조 고대와지 다 쇼마모 대마모 뒤사요지 또 마모 뒤사요지 얘나 다 냠레 체면나 다 샘나 강연 트베까블라 당원이 가로 psychology 다한테네 지와 더 트라노르스 대 지가 일단 냠내고 제가 배웠다래.
So if you have done the practice, then you will be able to face the difficulties, right? When you face the difficult situations, then you will be able to apply your practice, and then ease your mind. Yeah, it happens. It's impermanence. It's a karma, and all these things. So if you do that, right? If you have done that practice, then you'll be able to think in that way, and then you can ease your mind. Otherwise, if you just listen to the teaching and then just take lots of notes and don't apply into practice, then when you really face the problems, then you go to seek help from the psychologist. So then that's not a good sign, of having practiced, having studied Dharma.
Right? 오늘 냠렘바 야보제바이나 아니 오늘 전에 샘을 찍다스면까지 쉐단 나가들이 강에 들어가블라 예전에 강에다 야보 소독을 들어와.
So if you are a good practitioner, then you will be able to bear all these situations, good or bad situations that arises in your life.
Okay? 당어도 산지 구들었는데 곰대 잡셔왔어.
So now look at Buddha's statue.
Okay?
Up there.
간지 다네 곰자다
Just focus on that.
네가 곰자다 가나 다샘 산지 구들에 셴발 많이 와들었어. 이 조말에.
So here you're going to do a single-pointed meditation, which means your focus is only on one object. So try not to move your mind from that object, to any other objects.
근데 제바나 이 안주 투제 이 안에 줘도 예쁘다. 가로.
Lenda jopa.
렌네 줘. 전데 가로. 너무 가로. 냠을 줘봐.
Lenda jopa.
렌네 줘봐.
Nyawarsho.
냠을 줘봐. 신의 곰도 곰고를 들어와. 담보냐면 안에 레드 양주 있잖아. 양주 세 줘봐. 안 telesem 때봤어. 다 샘네 그러고 그래서.
So there's like all these different stages, right, of the and the 9 stages of the calm abiding meditation. So first you try to set your mind, then you look at them and look at the object, and then close your eyes, and then you try to see that object in your mind, and then if that fades away, and then you go again, So that's like the patch-like setting, like patching your thought, and making it whole like that. So and there's all this, then subduing, controlling, and so forth. So all these 9 stages of calm abiding meditation you can do. So first you start with just setting your mind on the object.
Okay, 당가도 just 뭐 따고는 뭐 따, 양뭐 맞음, 양뭐 따면이나 셈발 마야진 뜻 취삼 다셔다.
So try not to be distracted to any other objects. Just see the Buddha statue. Look at it if you need to see. Open your eye, look at it, and then close your eye, imagine it. Again, if you need to look, open your eye, look at it, close your eye, imagine it.
Okay, let's start. Okay. Good. Good or bad? 저도 간주맞이 something that 대추버지 something.
Were you thinking about all sorts of things or just the Buddha statue?
삼소 라로도 내 아주라 두진 겁나 아니 주머니 곰 tempo 잡고 잘 오래서.
So sometimes, when you are focusing on it, you can see it, then sometimes it just fades away, right? Disappears, the object goes away, and then you bring it back again.
Okay, Ganzoyo, and a Trembeg Michibachi, a Shijig Tachi, Trembeg Michibachi, Tremba,
Temba Shishinji, Tenshinji.
Treshini. What are the Penachimber? Sharachakore.
So the mindfulness, is the one that's object, focusing, and then you have the introspection, and at the back of mind, making sure that your mind doesn't go somewhere else. Oh, no, he's thinking that. No, okay, bring it back. So that's introspection.
Okay, Tochine Tambopena, his children the Gom Tempo, and then Shuman and Adota, Shini, and Chavamata, legend and Koin Makari Gomnich, Kangata de Shusharot.
So once you master or get used to that object, on one object single-pointedly, then you can shift to any other objects, like Guru devotion, perfect human rebirth, karmic law of cause and effect, and all sorts of meditations, objects that you want to meditate on can be very easily meditated on.
Okay, Tati, Tadana Kazan to the Mangandu, and that there is such a show that Numo Cheva Kazan, Karen Nazo Kare somebody, that Numo Musamar was. That Numo with that Numo than Tiki General Kare is. That's some good.
So last time we talked about the delusions, right? Identifying the delusions, and then the cause of the delusions. What causes the delusions to rise? And now today we're going to talk about the drawbacks of delusion. That's in an outline 299. The page is 472. If you're looking at the blue cover book.
One book. Tamong the much in the shows. Such a tamboti. You may be naming set.
So let's read that outline, whole outline, 299. So delusions destroy you, destroy sentient beings, and destroy ethics. Lesser people disparage you. You lose guardians and gain your teacher's reproach. You gained disputes and infamy, and then rebirth to an unconducive state. You lose both what you possess and have yet to acquire, and you gain great suffering. In other words, delusions have many drawbacks. When you develop a delusion, your mind stream becomes a non-virtuous entirely. You then act perversely towards the objects of the delusion. This makes the latent seed of the delusions take hold. So you will continually develop the same sort of delusions, that is, attachment, hostility, or whatever, and either those. Your unfortunate karmic actions will decrease because of these last two drawbacks. Your stray away from both deliberation and omniscience becomes distance from them. Delusions causes you to virtual actions to decline, and so on. So it makes you wrong yourself and others. It makes this decline. You will be given fewer gifts and be paid less in service. Even the Buddhas and Dharma's protectors will criticize you. Other beings as well as you will suffer because your delusions may people want to kill you, and so on. In this life you develop a worse reputation because of becoming embroiled in lawsuits, arguments, and so on. And in future lives you will be reborn in the remote lands or in the lower realms. To summarize, there are an infinite number of drawbacks, and they are all said to be produced by delusions. So when you develop these delusions, you must immediately recognize them clearly as your enemies and employ some means of putting a stop to them from engaging in the deeds of bodhisattvas. If all the gods and demigods were to become my enemies, even they would be unable to lead me to the fires and hells of without respect. These powerful delusions are an enemy. When I encounter any, they could throw me in an instant into fires that would consume Mount Meru until not even ashes remain. In other words, no enemy is more powerful than these. When you accommodate your foe, it may pacify his anger and will not harm you. When you accommodate delusions, they harm you in return. All the myriad sufferings you had, even when you were burned by the fires of the hell without respite, were created by delusion. Henceforth, delusions make your experiences, they are forced into misery in samsara. And so they are more powerful than all your enemies in the three realms. The Kadambas of the said, turn to stand at the ready against delusions and do them harm, but extend your hands to sentient beings and do them benefit. Geshe Ngawang said, I guard the entrance to the fortress of my mind with the spear and the antidotes. At no times am I not doing this. When delusions are at the ready, so am I. When they relax, so do I. In other words, you must clearly see delusions as your worst enemy and apply their antidote right away.
Okay? How's it? Is
it like that?
And the Kumunde and Dodejan to us. Dodeje de any danda. Dodejan, Numun. Then they Kumunda what they also these song at the danda. What are they? Can she touch any and Kumunde Dodejan? Dodeja Sumbapoti is a Shamangombo.
The source, of this the quotation or this statement, is going back to the ornament of sutra, right? Ornament to the sutra, and the ornament to the sutra is composed by Buddha Maitreya.
Okay, then they go peg Lama
So it's not something that is said or created by a Tibetan Lama.
Okay. 다 아니 뇨모지나 가르잖아 수수 샘데 먹게 뭐 전로 그래서 다 전로 돼.
So what it is saying is that the main drawbacks of the delusion is whenever it arises, our mind changes into a negative state. Is that right?
네. 배는 간서 수수 미절 막아와이나. 가르 따당 가르쳐야 되는 거 막아와나. 밑에 가르 뭐 가르치는 것도 멜레비차잖아 도대 그래서.
So when you're angry with somebody, to somebody, that person, no matter how good he does or she does, only you see is the negative side of that person when you're angry at that person, right?
다 지난번에 찔러 나와 있는 거이나. 아니 티 가르면 가르치는 저이 레버지보다 말만 통 말했어.
And if you're attracted to that person, right, then no matter what he or she does, and you only see the good things.
Okay. 근데 때 가서 뇨모고 제당. 근데 다 가서 배나 코로라고 사와이나. 다 코로 상가서 맞아 코로 밀사야 맞죠. 저도 뭐다 코로 사게.
So it's all like distorted. Your mind is all distorted, by delusions and always thinking about wrong things. So when you become angry, do you become angry at a person or at an object? Like, do you become angry at a car or driver who's driving the car? Huh? Yeah, that's true.
then you can hit.
Smash the computer.
Smash computer. I think 나도 망아체 코로서다 가지고 sem전에 되는 거 디나네 다 머리 망아체디.
So most of the time, right? Of course, we can get angry to the object, right? But most of the time, we get angry towards people, right? Even more than the animals, right? To people.
Yeah. Yes. No, not on it. But I'm not open a puso. Junior got the commander and Della Kamatona, and the corners of the Yanjo Kaba, and come on, was.
So, like, a kid, when they walk and they knock into the table or wall, and they get angry and they kick the wall again, and then they get pain.
And the pose children on the Pamas will touch Tajan and pose somebody go to the way.
And so then when the child, trips and fall, and then the parent goes and says, "Oh, you bad, floor," and then they slap the floor, and then child becomes happy.
That because Tango Tandeka Nazo Pena Contromang Chede, that Mima, the Chalawasha Sagmari, the younger was.
So most of the time, we get angry is towards people, not towards the objects, not towards the material things.
Then that Suzula Numo Jawayana, Suzu Sem Chadon, Numo Chinto.
And it also says that when the delusion arises in our mind, then the whole mind, becomes in the nature of delusion.
Pichana Chanazo sunglass content, sunglass corner, Pichana, Calamaro, the Chipares. Pipajan Joan by the chance of the Georgia Sharo.
So just like wearing a sunglass, when you wear the sunglass, everything becomes shaded, right? Yeah? So there's no difference in the object. The object is not becoming shaded, but it's your eye, I mean the glasses, that you wearing makes you look like that.
근데 지나서 소소पे는 마가게 미치라 저소때 메달이야. 가로 그걸로 지금 통도 해. 마진 통 말했어. 야샤는 오거나 근데 야샤 트럭셔데 미리 가르쳐나 그 도와주냐 통도 그랬어.
So like when you are angry, you're wearing like the sunglass of the negative thought, right? And then whatever person do, you only see the black, only see the negative side of. Even if he does good things, you only see the negative.
오케이. 단들마 배셔려고 되는 용도 되는 해도 나도 저래 개sem에다 개sem가가 코 수지만 내셔요.
So we do have virtuous mind, right? We do have a virtuous mind, but when we're angry, it like outshines that virtuous mind.
그렇죠? 나도 샘사데 자상은 저 뒤뒤 정마다 찡은 좀 직판도 찡은 좀 직파 마가로 까로 되는 용도 왔어.
So we have all sorts of minds, right? All sorts of different kind of minds. So they cannot manifest. They all cannot manifest at the same time. Only one mind can manifest at a time. So when that mind is manifesting, the other minds are all like suppressed by that mind.
간지 뒤칼는 이 찔라 미비게 따스마도 이용도 말이 뒤뒤질라.
So that's like when you're looking at one object, you can't have two ideas, two opinion about that object, good or bad like that, right?
배는 알아서 배나 what back in check. Like it's about iPhone. What iPhone does right now? 5, 6, 7, 8, 10.
X. iPhone X.
간지 간지 다리 단거 간지 잘라 싸워시 다 대상 가지고 잘라 일에 잘라 싸워는 나 놈이 삼아될 가도 왔다. 때 가이 소소래 나와 로스나 때 그런데 야바지냐면 데고 누가 좀 통고 말했어.
So when you like that thing, you only see the good things about it. When you like it, right? You only see the good things about it. You don't see the bad side about it.
대다 안에 텔라 따위 누가 따위로 두고 막 소진내셔 여러.
So that at that time, when your mind is attracted to that object and you like it, then you only see the good things. Of course, there are many bad things. Your mind might see that, but that is suppressed by your mind. Seeing only good thing about it.
다디나 가는다 안에 소수가 아니 요모 제와나 소수 샘데 먹여온 거 봤죠 그래서 아니 이들아 신조로든 된다고 그래서.
So when it says like when the delusions arise, then your mind changes into the a non-virtuous state of mind. Right? Your mind changes into a non-virtuous state of mind, and then you see the objects with a distorted view.
다 나중에 요모와 너무 바라냐셔봐 휴치라매보다 두서야 땜보사셔 그래서.
And even those other delusions, other delusions that are kind of weak or sleeping, then also you make those delusions become more prominent or more strong.
다 나중에 내차 차다 모습도 다 요모한테 가리나 요모 두서 때 점만 잡아지네. 야한테 끼어도 잘하고 그래서.
And then because you have familiarized with yourself with that delusion, then delusions keep on rising, endlessly. So all other kind of delusions, attachment, anger, ignorance, keep on coming all the time.
다 들이 따서 때 좋아요. 다 아니 내는 깨워 담발라 maybe 아니 카나모토 시대 신절로 니가라 메디비 레셔 바산다. 다 깨워도 가지 tel레데니 다 드니 코로서가 이해달라 maybe 아니 소소고 다 라파가 투투투투서나 간 베베베서나 이게 다 가는 되지 다 레모보 사그레스.
And then based on that, because of that, you create so many negative karmas. So when you become angry and then you say something to people or type something bad to the person, and that way you create negative karmas.
그리고 나도 너무 별이나 보고도 봐서 누가 잡을 거라야. 다 별에 사는데 렐럽시란 말이야. 롱바드로. 아니 보고서 나도 누가 잡을 거라 봐서 직접 매셔다. 그때 깨져들라. 저도 아마 꿈마해봐. 저도 빨라 꿈마해봐. 그게 그랬어.
And so like in Tibet, when children, they fight with each other, especially if they are like distance from each other, like it's not a flat ground, it's all hills, right? So sometimes you're on the other side of the hill and you become angry at other person who is this side of the hill, and then you just yell at, you fight with them, verbal fighting. And says, your mother is a thief, or your father is a thief.
나도 더신 투바자. 다 내라다 자동 투바 데려오니 가자냐.
But here you send the text messages, right? You don't yell it from distance.
Right? Text message, email. Then they land. And then Suzu Tambo, Numojan, Suzu send the Pachwata, Napocha Tomachi. Tell a tenny, and tell you should load the answer. Tell a tenny that Numo Shambazo, Kangashu Yalan, Chazabena, not the Semjan or China, Tar was Nedevakan, Amate language. And digital Pugo Chataya like Kambapa, Janeta, Chisemji say, Kotafia Langi, what tell which. And it tell it in that Chadam was some that tell it in the action chamber like a chamber.
And so when the delusions rise in our mind, it changes our mind into the negative state of mind. And then whatever the object that we see is all mistaken view. It sees with a mistaken view. So everything's mixed. So then from there comes all the delusions like anger, attachment, and all. So it's like the main one, is the delusion that rises, and then others all rise, in your mind. Just like when all the tiger and cubs are sleeping, the mother tiger wakes up, stands up, and then the babies stand up, and they all stretch, and then now they're going to getting ready to go and hunt for their food. Like that. So delusions arise. First like the mother delusion, and then all the other baby delusions.
Chance to do you check this. So
is that how your delusions rise in your mind? Have you ever got into a fight with somebody in this month?
Any complaint?
Isn't it also possible for it to go the other way? Start with something small and then.
Yeah. First small, first not big one.
And then the big,
Yeah.
the big one.
So in this process, like when the delusions rise in your mind, then your mind changes into negative state. And then you see the objects in a mistaken way. And then from there other delusions come. So because you see that in a person as bad, and then you get angry. And that's a distorted view, or the mistaken view. And then when you see the person as attractive, and then you get attachment. So these delusions comes from the distorted view. If you see it as they are, then you will not have that delusion. You don't see as they are. You either see good or bad. When you see the good, you get attachment. When you see bad, you get anger. So anyway, so first you have that distorted view, and then from there comes the anger and attachment. It's not like first you have attachment, and then you have a distorted view, and then you get this, your mind changes into negative state of mind, and then you have a delusion. It's not like that. First, the delusion has to rise in your mind.
Okay, now what I meant was, with the way we're experiencing from using your fable, or your example of the mother tiger and then the little baby.
Yeah, the baby tiger gets up first, and then it wakes up the mother tiger.
Right, yeah.
No.
Yeah. That in the tiger case, it can happen that way. Yes.
So now, for example, you haven't been angry
Tende
with
tamu nyomu chuji check this. Tera tende ani nyomu shu cheji는 amma mata ya lang chu 그랬어. tamu net chuju jewaji, net chuju jewaji.
Yeah, so that example of yours, like saying the small one. So first you see something nice, and you say, oh, attachment, and then you say, oh, it's really nice. And now your attachment becomes stronger, and it's I must get it now. And then it's really very strong. And then if somebody does bad thing to that, then you get angry. So yeah, of course, it starts with a small like that, and it grows to the big one.
For example, if you haven't been angry with someone for a while, and then they do something that makes you angry, and after a few minutes, you suddenly remember that you're still angry with them about something else they did, last
Yeah.
month, and then
Yeah, therefore tera tende ta nyomu ga lang jense shujuro ga ma ya chenle ma 그 디가는 같이 손 내치치서 내치도 두어가 곰자가 나서.
So you are thinking only about the bad things of that person. That person might have done many good things to you, but you don't think about because you are angry towards that person. So only thing you think about is the bad, things that the person. Then you get even, stronger and stronger anger towards that
대단
person.
디라도 저랑 샘도 뇽뇽 첸로서 대lang 그래.
But sometimes there's a fight because sometimes I
진짜 삼다나 한데도 뭐 가서 콘도스 마선 테스트 총도라.
Yeah. If you really
Think about
think
reason.
about reason, then nothing too angry. But if you don't think, we just always think of what we think, what we say.
진짜 양다사.
We always,
Proper reason.
proper reason that we just put always the wrong way. What I think, what I said, that's right. What he or she said, that's wrong. Okay? 다 telling any of the lesson is, 다 lesson then action chair is.
So then, because of the delusions, right? Seeing in that way, attachment, angers arise, and then you create negative karma. Then we engage in the karma,
다 레디가 레디가 챈다 심하니까 이번 뭐 소식을 해서.
and then that karma bears the result of fruit of suffering in this life and then future lives.
다티 레서 벌는 레버 가르는 레버 안에 타와다 좀 제발 이거라 파타리 다샤를 해서.
And then that's the result of having delusions arise in your mind, because you do all these bad things. Then you make it even further. The achievement of enlightenment and liberation becomes even further distant.
배체나 무지 녀바 보지 종가지거든. 종가네 그 로도로 세우가라 고 노르시나 고야 야주야 주셔로 와 다리다 대치 바레스.
So it's like a person who is put in a jail, and when he's about to be released, if he does something bad, and then he goes back into the jail again. When he gets thrown back into the jail again, it's like that.
아니 기위샤와 냠바셔봐서지. 아니 라다 젠터멀 아니 다가로 머러워셔래. 라다 젠 차상 머러워서셔 그래서.
And then it decreases all the positive actions, right? And then cause harm to oneself and all other beings.
코로 까마찌라 사와사반 되게 계속해서 좀 샤그래.
So if you become angry for 1 minute, how much of how much merit will it destroy? In 1 minute of anger, how much merit will be destroyed?
까와 돈도 서마 가사 지금 좀 마시스. 세단다에 대파면 그러 세바도 같은 거 있어. 오만 주변 나라야 오만 주바로 까와 돈도 서마 가사 좀 그러
존중해.
슌지게서 말 슌지서. 슌지는 송여로 봤어. 아니 자세 좀 보셔봐래. 까와 돈도 서마 코로 지금 좀 마시스. 세단다에
정주선보다 상계도 기후 담발.
다들도야 깨워 담발이야. 코로 서와이나.
이나도 하고 말았다 기후 담발.
대깨워 담발 수야하고 말하면 그래서 배나 자사는 보지도 어려워. 아니 타외 요배 매도진데 깨웠던 바 가나요 몇십에 내들 신도 사바샤고 사죠.
So in the Guide to the Buddhist Way of Life, it says that you destroy the merit of 1,000 eon. So whatever merit that you have accumulated during the 1,000 eon, all will be destroyed by 1 minute of anger. And that is actually referring to becoming angry to a holy being like a Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and so forth. But then when you are becoming angry towards somebody, how do you know that person is not a Buddha? Right? You can't tell that person is not a Buddha or not Bodhisattva. And then Buddha and Bodhisattva is just like it's like a amber of a fire covered by ash. In the daytime, when it's covered by ash, you don't see the fire at all. And then you think there's no fire, and then you step on it barefoot and step on it, and then your foot gets burned. So it's not knowing where and who is a holy being. It's just like that.
아니 뒤에 거대 아니 자사를 보시고 남들 당하스리나 소리. 자사를 보시.
And that is said by also about that the Gyatso Rinpoche said in his one of the texts.
근데 저랑수 jellas 당한 뺏고다 되나. 저랑수 딱 안주 jellas 안주 jellas 아니 샤다까지도 고지라 샤다가 처음에 샤다미 처음 보시. 안주 jellas para스 nindelaya. 깨워 담발라 미베 세마메데 대 제시메데 대도부 세마메 위셔들라. 안주 jellas 근데 다 깨워도 봐자겠다. 샤다까지도 고지라 샤다게 비 아니 세마메데 샤다게 제시메데 세마데 메베시 또도 깨로. 다티벤 도와줘 있는 것도 잘. 나라수 jel라 nindel라 깨워 담바 메바 도베 제시메데 대도부 세마메 위셔. 안주 jel라 저도 jel라 요에 메베.
So that the text called "Illuminating the Path to Liberation" by Gyatso Rinpoche, in that he said, like and there is a reason, and what do you call that?
너 지지 지지. 말해.
Karsa.
나가서
That,
지지.
when you say when something's done because it's something like that, what do you call that? That whole statement, reasoning, syllogism, syllogism.
Is it?
Right? So syllogism, says, so you have a subject, subject, and then you have the predicate, and then you have the reason. So all this, so he said, in front of you, right? That's in front of you. You can't have the subsequent cognition, cognizing cognizing, and actually in actual example is given of like a meat eater. It's one of the spirits, right? So you don't see the spirits, so meat eating spirit, and because you don't have the valid cognition, to cognize it. So he says, if you don't have the valid cognition to cognize it, you can't have the subsequent cognizer to cognize it, because subsequent cognizer is subsequent, right, which has to comes after. And so like that, you can apply, to the human, holy beings. Yeah? So you can't say you can't see the holy beings, because you don't have a subsequent cognizer to cognize a holy being, because you don't have the valid cognizer, the valid cognizer to cognize the holy beings like that.
Bana ngando tsama. Ngando tsama jara jewa tama tobul tsama yore. Sajandra jewa tama tobul tsama yore.
So do we have a valid cognition to cognize somebody as a holy being?
Wa 대다 ngando jewa tama yemela ani kaderes la gres matob kandares. Je kaderes matob kandala gro.
And so therefore we are, what do you call that? Non-cognizer? Non-cognizer of holy beings.
와. 들레다 ngando 대차다. 들레다 ngando jel라 아니 니드 스년들 jewa tamba tobe 제세요 말레스.
So we don't have, therefore we don't have the subsequent cognizer to cognize someone as a holy being.
메데에 대토베 tema 메웨스.
The reason is because you don't have the valid cognition.
아니 ngando
Cognize
도시
someone
라바다
as
도시 라게 된.
as a holy being.
Do you guys want to learn the debate class?
Yeah.
This is how you learn that. Debate class. This is all the philosophy reason. There is that color na pane nganzu gela nganzu dela tam muchongani shido ninala o koto bantu barda koma word tam kagashi ya tsema yo mares.
So what he's saying is that here we have like 15, 20 people in this room, right? So we can't tell, we cannot possibly have a valid cognizer to cognize who, among these 15, 20 people, who is holy being and who is not holy being.
Then the children to you, do you know anyone who is better practitioner, who is a low practitioner? Do you know anyone?
Can you tell? I mean, do you have that valid cognizer to cognize who is a good practitioner and who is not a good practitioner?
He's not really good practitioner. She's not that. 지지는 것도 생각이 어려서 그거 자식이 많네. 그거도 문책들에 서
도바도 그랬어.
도바요.
제마야마.
제마가 도바요.
So we don't have valid cognizer, but we have a doubt. Oh, she doesn't come to the center all the time. Maybe she's not a good practitioner. Or he comes all the time to the center. Maybe he's a good practitioner.
둘만 되는데 다 되는 것도 제가 감바 가와야 마셔봐야 다 너도 된지게 수수 오락바질라 아니 그 카다가 콘도 사와이나 다 거기에 제가 막고 임바이나 다고 계속 좀 그래.
And so when you become angry at somebody, you just hope for that person is not a holy being. If he is or she is, then all the merit is created. 1,000 yuan will be gone in a snap of a finger.
Yeah, what do you wish? Okay, I wish he or she not a holy person. 진짜 배나 간도 배나 아니 야 또반도면 안다 지 나라야 돈바이면 야 시차 쪽으로 봤어 돈바 배나 돈바 관계는 게 돈만 토쇼 데이터 상하가 돈바 되는 샤주 때문에 돈바 다 마조데 당한도 지나 라조 돈바 차대기로 왔지 돈에로 지나 시차네.
So then also there can be differences in terms of the person who is holding a vow, right? Someone who has a bigger and a higher vow, and then you become angry towards that person, then also that gets destroyed more merit. Like, we have a vows, like tantric vows is the highest, and then bodhisattva vow, and then the individual liberation vows.
대사 초등으로 마고도 뭐 주생각 가세요.
How many of you have tantric vows?
Okay, only Devra? And you, Marian, Bob.
Okay, so don't ever become angry with Marianne.
Okay. 나 초등으로 자주스면 돈 버시든가 바지 마셔 쉬대다.
So most of you already have bodhisattva vow, right? Bodhisattva vows. Everybody has bodhisattva vow, right? Don't become angry at all with each other.
Okay. 다 아니 뒤에 원래 저도 아니 배나다 바지 서석도 뭐 저도 요 말어 왔어.
김배동 말.
집에도 다 저도 집에 줘 배나 먹이 집 보스면서 요러 왔어.
And so some of you have individual liberation vow, right? You know what is individual liberation vow? The lay vows. Yeah, those are individual liberation vows, right? And the monk vows, non-vows, the fully ordained monk vow, all those are individual liberation vows.
다 돈박 셔나 전에 시다 마고도 받은 도시로 왔어. 야 땡이 전에 야다 라주고도 야 콘토스티 그래서.
So in terms of the vow, the authentic vow is the highest. In terms of the basis, of the vow holder, the fully ordained monk, or nun, is the highest.
근데다 자와다 안에 든들래 양 코로사에 말때 가다요 말이야.
So therefore, of course, you should not become angry or criticize, or say bad things about monks and nuns.
പക്ഷേ 다 시지 주도나라 연애면지 대사당 가서 자자다 완전한다 뭐라 몸 통도 봤어. 아니 배나 자세 거네 지 누가들 제동에 아니 계셔 누가시 제동은 통과를 했으나 더서 직전에 자세 거면서 자원 건데 말이야. 근데 대감서 그게 따다 하모건다 텔레 카드 좀 자셔도 야소를 했어.
So nowadays, on the website or internet, you see all sorts of things, right? You see many people, wearing robes and doing all bad things. And when you see that, you might say, "Oh, those monks are very bad," So then you, criticize a genuine monk, and you don't know if that person could be just, just a regular person, not a monk, but just wearing a monk's robe and doing all those bad things, So you don't know, right? So. And even if it is, then still, create negative karma, so better just keep your mouth shut.
It's very better what? 도시나 가서 네바사 된가는 주주 네바 답도 주가 주도 점에 네바상도 왔어.
So saying bad things like that can cause, to create negative karma. Even like small things, who have nothing to do with, by saying bad things about that, create negative karma.
Yes.
About thinking negative things.
Yeah, this is so bad. You don't have to say.
You don't have to say.
You just lay down. You can say, because that monk's terrible. You already get mad. You don't have to say anything. Right? You don't need to do any actions. If you think, just mount. Then you lay down, you start, wow, very grateful for that. People are doing very good. You create the positive karma.
Is it more like a completion of the karma when you say it, or are you completing the karma more?
Yeah, 카넬라나 고 가로 쇼체 따로 용래.
Let joy the chigurus. Let joy check the Kyle let joy chigurus.
대우 쇼체 받지 조사로 왔어.
Oh, I mean, like when you say complete, then it involves many things like the motivation, the action, and then the conclusion, all this. That's when the action on the karma is completed. So it can be, the negative karma can be just thinking, and negative karma can be just saying, When you say bad things and you say with a proper motivation, to cause harm to that person, and then, say it, and then after you say, you rejoice, oh, at least I've said it out now. I've said it and that person feels bad, so I saw good, like that. When you feel that, then that's when it's completed.
Then there's a choose, yes.
Just a question about if you get angry at a bodhisattva. I think I heard that the bodhisattva is so powerful that if any connection with the bodhisattva is better than no connection. But I don't know how that fits with the negative result of anger towards a bodhisattva.
상계다 되어요나. 전주선보다 되어요나. 아니, 가로 팽겨를 스타디데. 야, 부대원에 독자 되어요나. 다 되어 책이라고. 누가 저번에 누가 전선년 되어 책이어서 다 나는 때 되어 책이어서 때 야구라스다 거는데 되어 차와 있어. 근데 거 담제마 레디스. 그 멤버는 근데 거 이제 전주선보 지에제. 대 공동 최셔 되는 제여라. 디스고로 거다. 대제자다 거 컨도 싸워이나 never the pogo or the another could Dawashagio at the Apoina to China Cadenas. That's Johnson Bolocosadi.
That was Duchar, the Yati Mate Dores.
The Dawashago show.
To control the child in a Kaji, then there was a duachator. Kaji Kondo, tell us in the Kondo or that Nandra child on the Kondo Yard, not notice Kondo Matan Yashuras.
So if you want to make a connection with the Bodhisattva, then better with the positive. Right? So I want to make connection with Bodhisattva, so I'm going to get angry with him. Better not do that.
They will say, oh, we are not connected, just switch you or you my back. What the leader and something on so being Tendaming on some time, and Tendam Tajing on so Mikashi, but usually maybe Tawamataba, swimming as a miss, Misha Keshavana. Nazo Italy Tata Mandaweza, Nazo some to drug marriage. I think I'm town to marriage. Tendicola, Soso Pila me with Tawa Mantana, Ticola Kesha Machina Yard.
So we better not talk about something that if we don't agree with that object, about that object with other people. Like there are four different people looking at one object, kind of 4 different views. Right? So if your views is different from my views, then whatever I say, you will not accept that. And you might even become angry, so better not talk about it.
Teni Chevatan the Tambo of the Taha here. Teni Condosa, Teni Padi Domba Nawaji Shekchores.
And so first we just talk about it, and then later you become angry, and then you don't want to even like smile at the person. So you always show a black face and towards that person. So that's when where we come to idle gossiping. In the 10 non-virtuous action, the idle gossiping is one of that. So they all become a cause, to like when we talk, we about socializing, socializing in the text, where it talks about the cause of the delusions. And so then when you have these delusions, your ethic will decrease also. So decreasing ethic means like you break your vows, right? So if you have a bodhisattva vow, and then you become angry at somebody or you cause harm to somebody, then you are decreasing your bodhisattva vow. So your ethic gets decreased. And then if you also if you have delusions, you have less people liking you. So if you have one friend, then you lose one friend. And then it says even the Buddhas and the Dharmapalas or Dharma protectors will not be happy. And then the worst, will be like, the worst case, of the delusions rising in our mind, will be killing each other, fighting and killing each other. And even in this life, you get into a lawsuit and also kind of problems. And then at the end, it will throw you into the lower realms like hell realm and Holy Ghost realm and so forth. And showing us the Kati Lada Lama Tamcho Da Lanja the Dakan same thing, Jidi Lada Lama Kanga Channel Dalana Kunzu Nyam Pegamares, Yaw Simena, charging you what the Konya Peshares. So what throws you into the lower realm, like a hell realm, is the delusion. Just like what Gaita Buddhisa's way of says that even all the gods and demigods were to become my enemies, even they would, even they would be unable to lead me to the fire of the hell without respite. So even they become so angry and do all this, they will not be able to throw you, into the hell. So what throws you into the hell is the delusion. And when a Tamabi said the part dunya, Yabochinaya goes to Nazo Konosak Mares. Numos at the park as it the man called Durdurdurdores. So and again, also it says right. So the normal enemies, if you have committed them, then they become, and do good things for them, they can become friend with you. But the delusions, no matter how much you try to do good, it always becomes worse and worse. And the academic in the Karnal made it no more. You don't do the Kone. Mammy was a called the pig, made that to me. That way is song to us. And so just like Geshe Bekum is not Geshe Bekum of the Kadamba Master, and it says like he's always guarding the entrance of the fortress of my mind with a spear. the antidote.
뭐? 당나지게 아니 너무 코로나잖아 가올래 셔대. 그거 담는 가오 담고 있어.
So he says, at no time am I not doing this. And so he's always guarding his mind all the time. And then when delusions are at ready, so am I. So when they are relaxed, so am I. So I do.
오케이?
So do I, like that. So just like Kadamba Master said that.
와다다 다때 너무 니바들이 너무 니바들이 랍사와래서 간도 너무 뛰어내 왔대.
And so we should try to do that and make sure that delusions don't rise in our mind. So anyway, these are all things that we talked about, are the drawbacks of the delusions.
Okay? Any questions? Yes.
Yeah, I just have the impression that when you have a positive mind, like a virtuous mind, that your thoughts are slower, in a way, like the pace of it, and I feel like when you're delusional, it's rapid, more rapid. So would you say that it's more like the same speed, but it just appears more rapid because you're in a negative mindset?
그래나대.
너무 깨도는 쌤도 빼주고 싶다고 됐어. 나다 기회 쌤 깨도는 쌤도 갈래도 됐어. 딩문에 레기 된대문에 레기 지금 뭐란 게 쌤게 되는 쌤 그랬어.
대대 이제 용촉으로 왔어. 샘부터 쌈 초리 다 하나 띄어 초고랬어.
Yeah, it could be both. It can be it can arise in that speed, or your mind can be thinking that too.
다는 저거 소소 있다가 가세 슈치와 가세 담바이나 텔라미베게 샤와도 슈치야 연거리 조용 그랬어.
So how much you are accustomed with that object, then that much faster it will be, it will arise.
근데 렌도 왔어 배나.
Is it like that? What do you think?
먼저 배나 이들 배나 뜻을 가오지다 해야지 가오까지. 개회 샤바지나 개회 샤바데 준도 걸로 슈 침부지나 안데 조금 슈치 그랬어.
So like when you have somebody you love, attachment can arise very easily, very fast, easily. And then if you are like, because you are used to having attachment to your loved ones, or someone that you are attracted to, and then also same with the virtuous action. So if you are accustomed with that, then it doesn't take time. You don't need to think about reasons, all these things. You just do it, so easily because you are accustomed with that.
이나다 가도 너무 오들라 빠다 가도 새처럼 코바통면 너무 곰대야다 슈치에 파지 연거리다.
So for us, of course, because we are accustomed with the delusions all the time, since beginningless time, right? So it arises very fast, very easy.
Okay? 딱 줄을 들어오는 걸 좋아지다.
You don't have questions? Then I have a question.
아니 가델 하달 하면 달라 간지 지대가 하달 하면 삼정가도 달라와나 팅가도 영어 배가 말해서 좋아지나.
So if all the gods and demigods were to become your enemies, they will not be able to throw you into hell realm? No? Is that right?
다 제시와 진짜 야 good.
They could make your delusion arise and that will throw you.
제자 콘주 저런 게 달라와도 전용이 되어 왔어.
So because they become your enemy, therefore the delusions arise in your mind, right?
근데 그런데 저도 연손병에 저도 고래도 왔어.
And so he, the enemy, cause you to be thrown in the hell realm, right?
가르쳐 용무죄 저도 데려와.
So the cause for rising delusion in your mind, is the enemy, right?
가르쳐는 고세게 전화 집어 돌려잖아 접어려고 해서 고쳐와나. 어디 빼지 왔어.
That
그런 걸로서는 세게 걸 잡는 나의 집어리 도 잡는 집어리 왔어.
So when somebody throws an object at your head and injures your head, whether it's a piece of stone or it's a gold statue, doesn't matter, right? Your head is broken.
그래서 오케이, 된 말이 왔다.
Head broken by a golden statue or broken by a stone is the same, right?
The holy object is not different. The holy object broken or piece of rock broken, right? Therefore, that and all the gods, or whoever are angry with you, they are your enemy. Because they are your enemy, you arrest the delusion. You get held up. Therefore, the main cause to throw up is the holy object. Yes, no. 대 말해야 돼. 가르쳐는 제대 내가 주신 말이야. 제대 내가 쓰셔서 말이야.
So isn't it the cause Isn't that the cause?
Delusion kanji jiore, kanji jiore.
But how did delusion rise?
They go pre.
Labeled the God enemy.
No, example, okay, I get mad at you guys, yes, okay. I just threw up everything here. I got mad at you guys. I just threw up this bullshit, you guys very bad. Right? You guys are angry with me. What? You guys angry with me, right? It's not your ignorance, just I threw up you guys.
Unless you want to lose the God's enemy.
No.
We're not stupid.
No, we angry here, right? Because the Kurukulla Center, need to do Kurukulla. Choose the time we have there.
Yeah, so I'm the one, to cause you to become angry, right?
Choose the new language.
So what caused you to become angry is me, because I throw the thing at you.
Your own interest, the imprints in your own mind is what causes you to become angry.
So my throwing and hurting you doesn't make you become angry?
Condition. It activates what's in your own mind.
So it's the cause. Condition.
It's a condition, but if you
Condition.
don't have the cause in your own mind, then you won't get angry.
Yeah, socialization, all these things that I talked about here earlier, it's all conditioned, right? So like that, my throwing object at you and injuring you can become the cause for your anger to rise, right?
The condition is different from the cause.
Condition, yeah.
Condition is zero. Condition is zero.
It's like,
If the cause is not in your mind, then you won't get angry.
The condition is the cause too.
No.
The condition is the auxiliary cause. The substantial cause and auxiliary cause. Those are auxiliary cause, right? So it's a cause.
If you had an enlightened mind, then you wouldn't get angry because
Yeah.
something was thrown at you.
here's an
Yeah, but that's you.
If
That's
you
you, right? That's you. But of course, your mind is, then nothing can cause, for you to have delusion because you're already enlightened. But if you're not, and when I throw something at you and then you become angry, because of me throwing at you, right? So
Okay.
I'm the cause, right? My
Yeah.
action of throwing at you and injuring you is the cause of your anger. No?
Any other person get me mad you. To the Kurukulla Center.
Did someone ever make you become angry? Always, right?
Right?
So they made you become angry.
Right?
So they are the cause for your anger. No? It is.
If they're the cause for your anger, then anybody in that situation would have anger, but not everybody does. So how can they be the cause for anger?
Can you say that again?
If their action is the cause of anger.
Anger, yes.
Then anybody would get angry when they take that action.
Mhm.
But some people will not get angry. when they
Uh-huh.
get angry.
다 저랑게 군조 도시오나 미카셰 컨트롤 그랬어. 미카셰 미상모 컨트롤 말했어. 디제상 그 주인은 미상모 컨트롤 그랬어.
Okay, then I give you another example, okay? Okay, we check out the holy object. We know the holy object. Anyway, 전수 소소 레가지가 보스가 전설이야. 가로다지.
컨트롤 됐어.
코너 나왔나? 미 사마 코너 나게 돼.
So your boss, at work, right? A bad boss can cause you to become angry, right? Right? So does he cause everybody to become angry when he says something? So then he's not a cause of anger?
No, I have to create that. I did something to create that. For him to do that,
Mhm.
I mean, I had to have created some kind of energy for that to happen. So it's my actions, my delusion from
Okay.
whatever I did, right?
Now I'm going to ask you guys a question, okay? Like the boss, the employers, he makes a complaint everyone. Complain
Complain about their job?
to the job. If everyone try to be very best, but someone say, you guys terrible, he's a very bad boss. Everyone get angry.
You choose to be angry. You are always choosing to be angry or to be happy based on what that person's done to you.
Therefore, he just tell everyone very serious, not just he likes me just like not like that. Everyone just very serious, very bad words. Everyone get mad? Really?
Yeah, I think 99% of the people get it. 99.9%
Okay.
of the people get that.
So what kind of person will not get?
Yeah, who?
Good practice.
Somebody that likes
Patient, a
Somebody
patient
should
person.
No, it says like
understand why
all of you did a very bad job.
Yeah.
Nobody's getting raised this time.
Yeah, everyone, you guys,
Nobody's getting raised this year.
yeah.
So all the people
Here and
there,
there.
nobody's getting raised, right? So everybody will be angry.
You might be
Huh?
disappointed in not getting a raise, but if you're able to see why that person is doing that or understand
Uh-huh.
why that person's doing that, then you could stop the anger.
그래서
다만 윤전 통과이나. 다다래 가지고 내가 하고 중마송 타래. 나디서 가지고 달라 야 빨리 와.
maybe not much reason. You guys try to best, but the other person, he or she, your boss, just maybe have some already problem. His wife or his husband, he was not very happy when he come work. Then he saw you guys, they complain. If you guys everyone try to good, things do good, but he just ignore the what you call it? Yeah, ignorant. He just threw everyone. Everyone say, we did a very good job. We did everything perfect. Why he get mad? Right?
You understand, right?
Everyone get
In
mad?
that case, like no good reason to like
Yeah.
get excuse of his anger, right?
You might just say, that's
Well-
just my karma and I accept it. Not me, but a good practitioner.
Yeah.
A very good practitioner.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's very good practitioner. It's true. They don't get angry, but like us level, not maybe not you guys, like my level. Get angry, right?
Yeah.
They were 관계 지금 고난의 관계 고를 나서 왔을까지.
So that caused everybody to become angry. All the ordinary beings become angry. Huh?
There are some passages who do not get angry, because of those things.
Some people don't get angry.
Right, so, well, they may get angry, but not, necessarily, in terms of what I or you get angry about.
They may not have the same delusions.
Yeah, I think this is a very, very subtle teaching. I think everyone get angry. If we try to best someone complain, everyone get mad. Even you don't say.
No one likes it.
Yeah, no one likes it.
Respond differently.
Yeah, no one likes it. What you doing? Just you have, unhappy feeling for them. They who made this? This is the person made. I'm just saying it. That.
Just trying to prove that somebody else can throw you into the hell. It doesn't have to be a delusion.
이거는 유머망이지로.
Other than delusion can throw you into hell too.
오케이. 근데 저도 샹좀 삼발라 공로서나 까와 돈 잡을 것은 좀 정도.
So if you become angry at Bodhisattva, all the merits of the 1,000 years will be gone, right?
제가 샹좀 삼을 끼어야 돼.
So that's because of Bodhisattva.
내가 샹좀 정해서 똥서.
So Bodhisattva is the one who caused you to destroy your merit of all 1,000 years.
No, because we get angry.
But he's the one.
Yeah, when we crosses it, we get angry, right?
But if he wasn't a Bodhisattva,
No
If it
problem.
wasn't a Bodhisattva, we wouldn't go to hell.
Yeah, exactly.
that's good.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Do you see? Do you have any doubts? 근데 나 정답이다.
So I mean, it doesn't matter, It's not like trying to be right or wrong. It's just trying to see in different ways. What if you say like that,
뭐 미직 들을람나? 당가도 배는 남백이 추고 고도 용이지 매나? 당가도 데려 캔랭을 와말마면 뇽모도 끼어서 라그러 왔어. 다 뒤고 고도 명예지라 깨지 되나? 저도 갈라서 지금데 몇 시간밖에 도나?
So someone who has understanding about Dharma, and of course even better, who does the practice of Dharma, then it would be different, right? It will see in a different way. But if somebody doesn't, if all the people in the group, to whom other people of course criticizes, and if they don't, none of them, have understanding of Dharma, they will all become angry, right?
제가 아니 튕기다다 좋으면 도왔어. 미션밖에 좋은 내손 팬도 와.
And so that person who complained about that group of people who became angry towards him or her caused the delusions to rise, right? In their mind. And that delusion, throw you into the hell. And so therefore that delusion, came from that person, so that person throw you into the hell also. Right? Huh?
So the delusion.
Yeah, but the cause of that delusion is the person who said bad thing to you.
가르나 저는 코로서들 뻔에 현재 많이 많이 제와도.
Yeah, but when we talk about individual person, right? So you don't know, who that person is. Can be bodhisattva, cannot be bodhisattva. Yeah, so if that person is have bodhisattva, you destroy more merit. If that person is not bodhisattva, then you destroy less merit. Right? So that's the difference, of the person to whom you become angry, being bodhisattva or not.
Yeah, but isn't it my karma that brought that to me? Isn't it my karma that brings that?
What do you think?
I think it is. I think I caused that to come to be in my, in my life. To be there.
What do you think?
I just felt like Bodhisattva has so much compassion. He or she wouldn't want me to destroy my eons up there.
Terrible. Yeah, this is exactly. Exactly.
Very good Bodhisattva.
Yeah, exactly. You the Bodhisattva, how he or she throw you angry, held on. But we say, if you're angry with that Bodhisattva, you will go to hell. It shows that Bodhisattva is supposed to push you. Anyway, tenong dongdo wase na dangone injedo da chordo lamdo jenga zo nyomo de wase. Sojira nyomo shuchewa yowanda ani ting ngendo pengores. Tele da kanji solha in the solhama in the shanjo sa mahama wanda ka konro suchi sayo marla ko da ti tenaro.
그래, 먼저 더 가서 지나면서 자와도 저기 가서 또 김바다서로 지금 저번 차단도 야부쳐로 가서는 고조이 두자 통선은 고는 예바사기를 쓰는 맞죠? 완전원에 삽서제죠.
예예.
네 거서 저
김바선지래.
김바선지래. 어디?
나도 개술라 그래. 다살라 그래. 저수 삽삽 제고 다 개오셔. 김바선지래 사요 말데. 김바서 전화서 제다가 김바서 코로사 대고동양서 제로 그랬어.
So we're trying to put some responsibility on bodhisattvas for us creating the karma. Okay, bodhisattva were to say bad thing to us, right? And then we become angry. We don't just become angry with bodhisattva. He or she has to do something bad to us, isn't it? Right? You have, he or she has to, why would we become angry with somebody?
But why would he or she say something bad to us? If
Exactly.
It'll never happen, right?
Exactly.
Us or to help us to grow.
Yeah. So the bodhisattva has to be careful, not to make you angry.
No, I just don't think they will unless they're trying to preach.
And they shouldn't say something bad, They shouldn't say something bad about you, maybe in a different ways.
Right.
Maybe in a different ways, the way you don't like, And bodhisattva, of course, bodhisattva is not an enlightened being, so it doesn't have the capability of reading your mind. So what is good for you, what is not good for you, he can't, tell exactly. And he also uses his logic, to say, oh, maybe this is good, therefore I'm going to say it to this person. And then this person gets angry towards him. So, but it's his responsibility to, not to say things like if he does not, right? No. So if he were to say, then you can get angry, and he's responsible for that. So just like that, I'll give you an example. So in the monastery, the monks are always told to be in a good ethic. The reason is because if the lay people see you, and then they're going to create negative karma. And because of your bad action, if they create negative karma by losing faith at you or by criticizing about a monk, then you create a negative karma of causing the lays, to lose faith in the Dharma, in the Sangha. So therefore, you create negative karma. So you're responsible for that. Therefore, you have to behave really well from your side so that people don't lose faith in the monks and don't criticize about monks.
Yes, okay. Think about that, okay, more. It's not easy just, okay, this is delusion. This is delusion. We just, without,
Logics.
We need to logic, right? Yes. Okay. Who's first? Okay.
So if I get angry at a bodhisattva, does the bodhisattva create negative karma?
What do you think? Huh?
Can't they transform the suffering?
No, not transport.
Is it?
Yeah, that's good, yeah.
Is the reason that you're asking us this? I'm thinking about virtue that you're talking about, the patience of being, being patient. Therefore, if somebody does something to make you angry, you don't get angry, but because they got angry at you and caused you harm, they'll be thrown into the hells because of my actions, because of my past actions. Because of their anger, they did some harm to me. So I am their tormentor. So it does say that. I mean, in the Bodhisattva way of life.
일단 존재는 디 랍샤스. 가 저기 저 미지 가족이 가족을 컨트롤하는 미디 봐줘도다 너바 중앙이나 걸었다 너바 중앙 가서 그 동안 영화이나 가족이야 되는 랭게레스. 가족이 컨트롤하는 동안 때버렸어 그것도.
Okay, it's good. See? This is my medium to know there.
The Geshe said that's the reason to support his logic.
Okay. There also the her question is good. If Bodhisattva was angry, if you angry with me, Karo, what do you say?
If I get angry about
Do the Bodhisattvas create
You
negative
create
karma?
negative karma or not?
No, it wouldn't.
Okay.
It wouldn't be patient.
Your
Yeah.
delusions are getting like getting that.
But the reason I got angry, for the reason,
자, 배는 전주선배 접어두고 자체네. 아주 혼자 사와이나. 그 전주선배 여바사기라.
Then the
So how they create and what caused you to become what kind of action? Like we talk about the monk, right, behaving well. So because the monk didn't behave well, and therefore the lay people criticize about the monk, right? So when lay people criticize about the monk, they create negative karma, but monk creates negative karma too, because he didn't do well. So like that, if Bodhisattva behave in a bad way, and then you see it, and then you lose faith in the Bodhisattva or monk, then you create the Bodhisattva or monk, is also creating negative karma.
Okay, what's your question? Your question or your...
Well, it was just kind of a comment based on
Yeah.
personal experience. If one views someone as a holy being, and that holy being says something that your initial reaction to is, well, how dare they say that about me? You know what I mean? And but then you turn around and you step back and you go, well, their intention is not harmful, and I think about what they said, and then I use that as sort of as a teaching. Like if I view somebody as, I'll just say holy being. I can't recognize a bodhisattva from the next person, but if I view them as holy, then I have to view that their motivation for what they may say, they don't want to harm you. So I look at it as like, okay, that was a teaching, I now have to think about it. So that's kind of how I look at it, although my initial reaction is, well, why are they so mean? You know what I mean? Like, why are they so mean? So that's a negative reaction. So for that, I guess I go to hell. But then stepping back, but I usually, you know what I mean? If I can step back and not take it personally, and view it as a teaching, well, there was a reason why they said that to me. And their motivation is, they may appear mean, but that's not their motivation.
Not really.
That's not their intention. Their intention is to teach me something that I need to learn.
That's good.
So that's,
That reminds me of Geshe you telling us stories about being hit while you're supposed to be like meditating, and the monks like trying to teach you, but being quite harsh. But you know that their intention is to teach you to
Yeah.
study.
Okay. That's
Getting
good.
into
Okay, yes.
Also,
No. You.
also, just in the same vein, if all the gods and demigods were to become my enemy, how do they become my enemy?
This is like example.
If their job is to take care of
Therefore, if there's even God, demigods,
it's unimaginable.
no, therefore, like listen, we say, how you say? Sibara, what?
It's virtually impossible, but it's still possible.
If, when you say if, Yeah.
And if this is a horse,
Yeah,
this
example.
is a yak.
Yeah.
If you can put if anywhere. If all the gods and demigods were to become your enemy,
Yeah, this if, I think, did they put if?
they have a if.
Yeah.
You can put if anywhere.
Right? If,
If
for
she's a
anywhere.
boy,
Yeah. Yeah.
if she's a rich,
No.
if she's a
If-
famous, like,
Yeah. If this is a watch, what happened? It's possible, right? Anyway, like, if that. Therefore, think about more, okay? It's, it's not easy, we just accept what they say. Therefore, we need to more,
뭐라서 나다 하다 하면서 사실은 너 이치다 상계라고 거기서다.
this Sanjay
그래서 가르치는 건도 너 버째 그랬어. 가르치는 건도 다치 그랬어. 그러는 건도 로봇이라는 거, 로봇이는 건도 송접증이라 왔어.
딜 하도 샬라게 말해. 근데 지금 라이어 봐. 또 라이어 봐.
So here, when you talk about the God, it's not talking about Buddha. You know that, right?
No, I know.
Okay. So it's talking about just a worldly God, like the mundane God, the mundane God and mundane demigods. So yeah, they have anger, they have a delusion, they have attachment. Those mundane gods have delusions, right? They are sentient beings. They are sentient beings. They are still in samsara. So
They
they,
become a god and a demigod.
so that's like that's a high level beings, higher than human, like a animal and a human beings. The human beings are much more power, much more intelligence, and so forth than the god, the animals. So human beings have more happiness than animals. Just like that. Just like that, the god, demigods and gods have much more wealth, much more lifespan, much more happiness. So therefore, their life is better, but they are still in samsara. They can fall down, they can fall down into the lower realm and all this. So those kind of gods and demigods, that's what we're talking about. We're not saying that Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, were to become. It's not like that.
Okay.
So the gods and demigods, they have delusions, so they can become angry at you. They can become, they can become your enemy.
Okay.
That's possible. Virtually impossible, but possible.
Yeah.
Very confusing.
No, it's not. It's not confusing.
Extremely confusing.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
So when we talk about sentient beings, right? The six type of migratory beings. So migratory beings means sentient being, right? Who migrates from life to life in samsara. And so that gods and demigods are within the six categories of sentient beings who circle in samsara all the time. So they are still in samsara. That kind of gods and demigods.
No, you can study more. This
So if you can, will it make better if all the animals were to become your enemy?
Yeah, maybe we said that. Maybe we said all the human beings. Yeah, we said that.
All the human beings become your enemy? Will that be possible? Yeah. 간저 신질 납다. 간저 신질 납다 저.
Regarding anger, I heard someone say, someone told me that when someone got angry with this person, what they would do is just go to that person and hug them. Is that like an antidote for for getting angry? Something like that, the antidote for anger, for one's anger, the emotion that it
To that person, you go and hug to that person.
just go and just up and hug that person. This is what this person told me.
그래서
자, 나도 콘도 써서 매지라. 빌라 가도 콘도 사 잡라 되네 파치네 콜라 되네 그렇지. 학 제바이나. 아니 뒤에 가도 콘도데 조마기디 녀부치 그래서.
대대체 당하도 합작 제도 말해. 간도 대 거기도 인지고 막 집어러 와나. 간도 학 제도 말해. Also
It will be very difficult.
Yeah.
Very difficult to hug that person, right?
Yeah,
Like if somebody says so bad things at you and do something bad to you, will you go to hug that person? Very difficult. Of course, it's possible. It's just like saying, be compassionate to that person.
be compassionate.
Yeah.
That's the antidote.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Be patient.
The real antidote for the anger is the patience. The patience is the real antidote.
Okay, still now we not yet finished. So I need to debate with Bob and Marian, okay? Because I go to the source for the Marian. What verses? What chapter?
Oh, chapter 6.
Chapter 6. What verse?
48,
49. You guys have to do homework. You guys not stay there, okay? Okay, thank you everyone. Sera Je Monastery, ordination, Nyede Jambane, Sanje Chede Mede, Urgyen Namdo Shendo Shobro Show, Idangoro, Ranamana Puna Panaya, Karo Ravi, Kowe Shingo, Penda Deva Mor, Siri Zama, Tende Jabzo, Shabu, Sinte Pa, the Danger Chi, Tutu Shanchon Jango, Jabejan, the Job Bebe, Choson Kumbu, Daso de Jugundo Shabden Show, Gavandi Yatundo, Dubjan and Dora Chijan Maleva, the Salon Cobra Show, Jordan Bochi, Machepano Chichi, Jawan, Kone Condon Power Show, Mimete, the Timenchim, Omochama, the woman. Can't give me the song about Lozo Trophy. This is the, if you chant too much, you have to be there.
Thank you, Geshe. I'll be just as quick. Coming next week, Saturday, we have a Guru Puja, so please come join us for that. And then keep an eye on the calendar for April. We've got April 6th, the Saturday, or I might have the date wrong in any case. That's Family Day again at 10 o'clock to 11:30. Join us for a discussion on courage with Geshe. And then 2 weeks after that, on April 14th, we have the wonderful celebration for Geshe's 50th. So if anyone is interested in helping, after class there's going to be a quick meeting again, so just watch, and we'll also be sending out a volunteer sign-up sheet for that. And that's it. And Michelle, you had